Hi, everyone. Um, it is a new week. We are still going virtually. Um, I very much miss all of you. I cannot believe this is where we still are, but we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep learning about vaccines today with our vaccines part 2 lesson. And I'm using a new video system. I'm using Zoom to record. And so I think I'm going to be able to share my screen at points and show you what I'm looking at. So we're going to try that here. Right now, you should be seeing the lesson that you're supposed to be working on. So you should be seeing where it says vaccines part 2, the flu, and this is what you should have in front of you as well. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you complete your PDN, and then you're going to hit by hitting pause on my video like always, and then hit play once you've done it so we can go over it. So go ahead, hit pause and complete your PDN. Okay, if you've heard my voice, it means you've done your PDN. You're not just waiting for the answers, you've done your PDN on your own. So this is some quick vaccine review to just make sure that before we move on to part 2, you remember some of the stuff you learned. This is high school level stuff. If you aren't getting it, especially because we're learning it virtually, it is okay. But let's see how you did. So how does a vaccine, for number 1, protect the body against disease? So A says vaccines directly kill the organism. Vaccines do not kill pathogens. If I already have a pathogen in me, I can't go get a vaccine to fix it. I won't do anything. Same thing for B. It says it acts as a medicine that cures the disease. A vaccine is not a cure. Once I'm sick, I can't get a vaccine to fix it. A vaccine prevents you from getting sick. C, vaccines cause the production of specific molecules that will react with and destroy certain infectious organisms. Sounds pretty right. Let's look at D, though. Vaccines contain white blood cells. No, I know that's not true because vaccines are not made of white blood cells. White blood cells are in your body. So the answer is C. Vaccines cause the production of specific molecules. What are those molecules? When you get a vaccine, it causes your body to produce a certain molecule. Think about it in your head. You should be thinking antibodies. So vaccines are made of a dead or weak pathogen, and then they cause your body to make antibodies. All right, so the answer is C. The next one, which response usually occurs after an individual receives a vaccination for influenza, which means the flu? A, hormones in the blood inhibit reproduction of the virus. Right away, you should know we haven't been talking about hormones, so that's not going to be our answer. B, antigens from the vaccine deactivate the virus. No, because it's not deactivating a virus because you don't have the virus yet. C, enzymes, and again, a word we haven't learned, so it's probably not right, but let's read it. Released from platelets hydrolyze the virus. If I haven't talked using any of those words, it's not going to be the answer. D, antibodies against the virus form in the blood. That's our keyword, antibodies. That is our answer. The answer is D. Number 3, if you get a flu vaccine, are you immune to the chickenpox? All right, your answer should have been no. Now, your explanation should have been something like, when you get a flu vaccine, you're getting some of the flu pathogen, and so your body makes specific antibodies for the flu pathogen or for the flu antigen. The chickenpox has a different pathogen and a different antigen, so it would need different antibodies. So the antibodies your body makes to make you immune to the flu are not the same as the ones for the chickenpox. Hopefully you did okay with those. If not, again, don't worry. But if you have any questions, you can definitely call, text me, or join office hours today. We are moving on to the next page where we have some notes here. So I'm going to read the notes out loud to you, and you're going to follow along, which should be a lot easier now that I can share my screen with you. So, vaccine review notes. Vaccines cause immunity to specific pathogens. Remember, immunity means you cannot get sick from the pathogen. Vaccines prevent you from getting sick. Vaccines do not cure you once you are already sick. Vaccines are made of a dead or weakened form of a pathogen. When a person gets a vaccine, the dead or weak pathogen causes an immune response, so the white blood cells begin to make specific antibodies to fight the pathogen. So when the person is later exposed to the actual pathogen, the body remembers how to make the antibodies and is prepared to fight the pathogen quickly, so the person does not get sick. Vaccines are specific because the body makes specific antibodies for the specific pathogen that is in the vaccine. And I'm going to read this example. And this example is similar to that last PDN question we just went over. If you get a chickenpox vaccine, you get a weak form of the chickenpox pathogen. Your body learns to make antibodies to fight the chickenpox. So when you are later exposed to the actual chickenpox pathogen, you can fight it before getting sick. If you're exposed to a flu pathogen, this vaccine will not protect you because the antibody to fight the flu is different. All right, we're going to make a prediction here. So I'm going to read where it says make a prediction. If a vaccine causes you to be immune to a pathogen because your body remembers how to make the antibodies, why do you need to get a new flu vaccine every year? So some of you might know that every year you're encouraged to get a flu vaccine. Whereas like for the chickenpox vaccine, you kind of get it once as a kid and then there's an adult version. You don't have to get it every year. So why do we need a flu vaccine every year? This is just a prediction. I want you to pause me and type your answer below and then hit play once you're done. Go ahead. All right, if you have hit play, it means you've written your prediction there. I'm excited to read them when you turn in your work. Move on to the next page. All right, this is BrainPOP, flu and flu. Ooh, I wrote BrainPOP. When you get this, hopefully this will be correct. BrainPOP, flu and flu vaccines. You're gonna watch a video about the flu and about the flu vaccine, and you're gonna answer a few questions. Once you're done with that, you have a couple different readings that you're going to do. I'm showing you them now about the flu and the flu vaccine and some notes, and then an exit ticket. This is not that long of a lesson, but it's important because we talk about the flu a lot, and especially right now with COVID-19. I'm actually gonna stop sharing my screen. With COVID-19, people are doing a lot of comparing it to the flu, and so I think it's important that we have an understanding of what the flu is, about how deadly the flu used to be, and about why we get flu vaccines the way we do. One thing just for me to explain before we move on is there are multiple strands of the flu, and each strand has a different pathogen, so it needs a different antibody. So what you'll read about and what you'll learn about is that if I get a flu vaccine this year, it protects me from a couple of the strands, but next year it might need to be different. So I'm gonna have to get another vaccine because it might protect against a different common strain. You're gonna also read about a giant pandemic from the Spanish flu before we had a flu vaccine. We are in a pandemic right now. And so when you read the article, it's gonna say that it's unlikely that there would be another pandemic, but we're in one now. So this shows that science is just always changing. Make sure you complete your exit ticket and you finish this packet and turn it in. If you have any questions, please give me a call or a text or join office hours. I'm really excited to see your work. Good luck. Remember to stay safe, keep washing your hands, and keep reaching out for anything that you need.